Welcome to Alarm Solutions. Today we're doing a revisit of the FNX-45 Tactical. Now this pistol here was originally sent to me. One of these was originally sent to me by a viewer a couple of years ago, and when I shot it, this was probably one of the first times I've ever had something that came into my possession and I said I can't live without. I absolutely love the way that it felt. I love the way that it shot. I love the way that it was able to function so well suppressed. I love the fact that it was a 15-shot magazine. You had a nice big bulky grip that fit my hand completely like a glove. And just the accuracy, the feel, the reliability was just awesome. You know, it had all the features of it that you could possibly want. Now on here, you're looking at all of my favorite 45 auto pistols. The HK Mark 23 SOCOM pistol, USP 45 Tactical, my Glock 21, and my G41. All of my favorite 45 pistols. And I have to say that the FNX 45 Tactical has quickly became my favorite of all of them. You know, and why is that? You know, you have fully ambidextrous features for slide release and safety. You have double single action trigger, so you do have double strike capability, but you have excellent trigger pulse. The trigger is very, very nice on here. You have a 15-shot magazine. This is the highest capacity magazine of all of these here. You have 12, 13, 13, 13. So you have 15-shot magazine here versus all these other ones who are below that. Removable back straps on here. You have 1913 rail on the front. You literally have every single thing you would want. You have suppressor sights. You have I have my 45 Osprey silencer co-suppressor on here, and we also have a Trigicon rear sight on here as well. So we have every option that you could possibly want on a modern day pistol. I just recently put the Trigicon sight on here, and what a difference that made. I had extremely good accuracy with it with iron sights. And again, these are tritium iron sights as well. It just was an extremely well thought out pistol. It is not a carry concealed pistol. This is a duty style pistol. This is a full size combat pistol. And that's what you have to understand when you look at the size. You don't look at this and say, well, the thing is huge. Well, yeah, it is huge because this is not meant to be in an ankle holster unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's go off a little bit of the history of this. This pistol was designed for the U.S. Joint Combat Pistol Program in 2005-2006. It was run by SOCOM. They were looking for a replacement in 45 automatic. It was originally put in as the FNP-45 Tactical, which is a little bit different from what you see here. It didn't have some of the features that were on here. It was developed for, as I said, it was developed for that program. The U.S. JCP program competition was being held. There were several that were competing. You had the Beretta PX4 Tactical Storm, FNX P45 Tactical, Glock 21 SF, SIG 220 Combat, HS45, or that's the Springfield XD series, HK45C, Para Ordnance LDA 1911, Ruger P345, Smith & Wesson M&P, Taurus PT24/7 OSS. So we had quite a few pistols that were in that competition, and the winner ended up being the HK45C for that, and then of course the XM17 program came on, and it was replaced with a 9mm caliber pistol. Now looking at some of the specifications on here, of course caliber 45 auto, single action, double action, magazine capacity was 15 plus 1, weight 33 ounces, the barrel length 5.3 inches threaded, and I do have a 1/16 right hand twist thread. The barrel is cold hammer forged steel, extremely durable barrel, a complete overall length without suppressor of 8.6 inches. You have a height of 6.5 inches, width of 1.58. Again, you have suppressor sight, tritium night sights. Now the MSRP on this pistol is $13.49, and it comes in black as well as flat dark earth. Now going over some of the other things that are sort of special about this gun, we're going to take a look at the slide. We're looking at stainless steel. Now you do have an external extractor on here where it's very much similar to that of the Glock, where when you have a round in the chamber, it sticks out so you're able to see it, or you're able to run your finger across it and you're able to feel it. As you can see, we have a front and rear slide serrations for checking and for loading, unloading, press checks, and so forth. The slide is cut for electronic optics. As you can see here, we have the Trigicon on here. It does come with several different plates, so you can mount different types of sights, whether you want bursts or whatnot. The only one that I wanted to put on here, I want to put in one of the Delta Point Pros from Leupold on here, and that was the only one I couldn't find a mounting setup for, so that's why I had the Trijicon on here. Now take a look at the barrel on here. We're looking at a cold hammer forged stainless steel barrel. You have a polished feed chamber, and we have the barrel threads, which is a 0.578 by 28 thread pitch. Now it does come with a nice thread protector on there as well. Now the barrel has a 1 16th inch twist, six lanes and grooves right hand twist. Now the frame, this is very typical polymer frame. We have some nice features on here. We have an ambidextrous magazine release. We have ambidextrous safety. Now this is a manual safety. When the safety is engaged, the hammer can't be pulled down. We have double action. Then we fire. We have single action. Engage, we have a cocked and lock position, or we can decock with safety on, very much like the HK USP Variant 1 in the way that the trigger functions on it. Again, we have ambidextrous slide release. Mill standard 1913 rail on the front, which enables you to mount any kind of optics that you would like. I happen to have a Surefire light on here. So you have serrations on the grip. You also have a removable back strap. This happens to be the larger one that's arched, which fits my hands the best. You have good checkering on there. Now the magazine, as we previously said, is 15 shots. Has a polished body on it and a very low friction follower on here for reliable feeding. And it has a good polymer butt plate on here, and it certainly gives you a lot of perch on there to be able to insert that magazine and get it in place. So we're going to go over this assembly. Removable magazine. Of course, we're going to check to make sure we're empty. We're going to lock the slide to the rear. On the left-hand side, we have a lever. We're going to drop down that lever. Now, before we remove this, we have to remove the thread protector hole. It's going to drop right off. Now, like any other common pistol, you're going to see you just push and lift out on the spring guide. Now, you have a steel follower on here with a flat recoil spring, best of all worlds. Push and lift out on your barrel. And of course, we have an internal firing pin block, which ensures that this is not going to fire unless the trigger is pulled all the way to the rear, which is an extremely important safety. Now, the machining on here is beautiful, what you would expect out of FN. Now, as I said, this is a Trijicon sight on here. You can put pretty much anything that you want on here. It does come with a regular cover as well, if you don't want that on there at all. My original video I have on this pistol, I didn't have any kind of a red dot type sight on there. I just used the iron sights. But by adding this sight to it, it made all the difference in the world for as far as accuracy. Again, this pistol was extremely accurate with iron sights. Once you added this on there, you literally can perform surgery with it. Again, the barrel, cold hammer forged barrel with the threaded barrel. Now, this pistol has seen quite a few rounds. We're looking at well over 3,000-4,000 rounds done we are with this pistol. I've shot this pistol a lot, and it just it shoots as good now as it did the day that I pulled it out of the box. Again, looking at the frame. You can see we have very large exposed rails. On the front end, we have a blunt type ejector on here. Your ambidextrous safety on here. You have, again, a double single action trigger. Now for a combat pistol, that's one of the arguments you have of striker fired versus the striker fired. You have the same trigger pull every time for every shot. When you have double single, you have your first shot's that long, heavy double action pull, and you have the short trigger pulls after that. But if you were to have a misfire, you do have that opportunity for to strike it again. That is a major benefit. For as far as utilizing a double action trigger, a lot of people, myself included, I carried a Beretta M9 for many years. And I trained myself when I would train as I pulled the pistol out of my holster to cock the hammer back, so I'd be able to have that same shot every time. But if I needed it, I was able to use a double action trigger. But I trained myself that I would, as I pulled the pistol out, I would cock the hammer back, and I would still be able to utilize the double strike capability if I so chose. But this is an excellent system. It's very well made. Reassembly very simple. Just reverse. Drop your barrel in, insert your recoil spring, lock it to the rear, or your notch. And there you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this to the range and we're going to see how it shoots. Now, as you saw from the footage, the accuracy was incredible. You saw that we were putting the holes right through the middle of the target at 15 yards. 25 yards just opened up just a little bit, but we got you some good footage of targets being actually shot. Now, this pistol, for as far as durability and reliability, it's never been put to the test, such as that of the HK Mark 23, HK USP, or the Glocks, because it hasn't really been adopted. So right now, this pistol is really considered more of a commercial pistol. Although it was designed for military testing, for military contract, the factories put it through quite a bit of specs, but it doesn't really have any of that external training or external durability testing. So how is this going to hold up in 20, 30,000 rounds? I don't know. I haven't gotten my pistol up anywhere near that. Is it as durable and reliable as a Mark 23 or as a Glock 21? I don't know, because it really hasn't had that kind of history where it's been used by militaries. Now, what do I think? I think this is an excellent pistol, which is probably going to be just as durable as any of those. But we really can't say because it hasn't been put through it. It has all the features that you could possibly want on a combat pistol. For someone like myself, who does have the large hands, it fits like a complete glove. In fact, this is probably the best feeling pistol I've ever had. I was somebody who I liked the Glock 21, the Glock 41, because again, I had no problem with that larger size frame because of my hands. But a lot of people will tell you this feels like a 2x4. I felt the same way until I put the arched back strap on it. Once I put that on it, it really just felt a lot better. So any of you guys who are looking for a modern combat pistol, you're looking for one that has all the features that you could possibly want. You want one you can fire suppressed reliably. You like your double strike capability, and you want the highest capacity magazine that's out there for a combat pistol. This is your pistol. There's absolutely no doubt. Those of you guys who like the flat dark earth, they have that as well. The Coyote, I'm not sure what FN calls it, but yeah, this pistol, boy, I really got to thank that viewer who sent me that one. I think he was out of Pennsylvania for me to test. But this was, again, one of the first guns I ever came into possession of. It said I have to have one. And as soon as that gun was test fired, I got a hold of my distributor in Rochester, New York, and I had them send me one a couple years ago. And ever since, we've shot tons of ammunition of different types out of this. This is ball. Any hollow point I put in it, it's shot beautifully. I haven't really found a cartridge yet that this didn't like. I also only use jacketed cartridges. I don't use any lead ammunition, and I also don't use steel. I only use the higher quality, copper jacket or whatever a hollow point would be, or a brass cartridge case. It's only good ammunition that I use, and it's always worked 100%. But for as far as an incredible 45 automatic pistol, I couldn't recommend it more. The Silencer Co. Osprey fits on here perfectly and enables you to have co-witness. That's another nice thing. This thing with the suppressor on, you have co-witness of your iron sights with your red dot. So if your red dot goes out, you have perfect use of your iron sights, suppressed or unsuppressed. So regardless of what kind of suppressor you put on here, with the height of these suppressor sights, you're good to go, no matter what the situation would be. So I want to do a revisit on this because I've shot it a lot more, got a lot more experience with it, and then plus adding the red dot. I wanted to go over it again because, as I said, it was this is just probably one of my favorite pistols of all time. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you do, please click like, please subscribe, and even better, share. Thank you.